Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to a new video on the recent debate which took place between Ali Dawah and Ridwan. In fact, in this debate, Brother Ali Dawah helped us to get so much material from Ridwan. As you saw in the previous video, which appears in the link above, we exposed the hypocrisy and double standards of Ridwan and how he mocked Muhammad Hijab for asking him about his credentials, about his qualifications. He also made fun of the courses and certificates that Muhammad Hijab got. But on his debate with Ali Dawah, he asked Ali about the courses he has done, and he claimed to be an expert because he has done online courses. In this video, however, I'm going to show the dishonesty and sheer ignorance of Ridwan, and it's to do with the debate about the contingency argument. Before we get into it, let's watch this clip.
There are contingent things, or you wouldn't even make a claim about whether or not anything is contingent or necessary.
I simply do not think that it is irrelevant to the point at hand. I mean, we are talking about.
Are you telling me that you cannot tell me whether or not this pen is necessary or contingent?
It is completely irrelevant to me. Not something that is necessary or relevant to the discussion. It is simply a waste of time, to be very honest to me. It assumes, it begs the question, it wants us to lead to a specific thing. I simply think, hey, I do not have an opinion on this. I think it is irrelevant. Okay. So that is my perspective on this. I think we should move on from that.
Yeah, okay. That I say.
To be very honest, I think it is rather irrelevant to me. I think it is irrelevant to the question of God at hand. I don't know. It's a question that I largely consider irrelevant, to be very honest.
Okay, so
I think it's not largely irrelevant. Yeah.
Okay, so
it really exists. It is simply not really relevant to me as I see it now. I would very honestly argue that I think that the question is quite irrelevant. I think it is quite irrelevant, to be very honest. Yeah.
In the clip we just watched, Jake was desperately trying to get Ridwan to get engaged with the contingency argument. And Ridwan time and again refused to engage with the argument and refused to answer a single question, and the only answer he would give is, I think that's quite irrelevant. And most Muslims knew that Ridwan was trying to deflect attention from his ignorance on this particular topic, which is why he didn't want to give any answer. He kept saying irrelevant, irrelevant, irrelevant in a very hilarious and embarrassing way until he got the title of Mr. Irrelevant. We Muslims knew that very well, but Ridwan's fanboys on the other hand were like, no, Ridwan was right, this was irrelevant. Now let's see what happened during the debate with Ali Dawah.
The arguments which destroyed my position.
Islam? I will debate now the contingency argument right now. Let's go.
No.
Let's go. Is this contingent? Do you know what it means?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
It's contingent.
Yes, it is.
Okay, it's
yes,
dependent, yeah?
Relatively, according to the argument, yes, it is.
Is it dependent?
Yes, sure.
Can it be any other way?
It could be, yes.
Okay, good. Okay, so it's independent. It could be any other way. It's contingent. Okay.
Okay.
Can we?
Go ahead. Let's do this.
Okay, 1 second. Do you accept that there is existence?
Yes.
Thank you.
So surprisingly, Ridwan, who kept saying to Jake that this argument is irrelevant, I think it's completely irrelevant, this time decided to engage with the argument and responded to the questions. If this argument is irrelevant, if this argument is not important to Ridwan, then why did he engage with Ali this time? Why didn't he stick to this is completely irrelevant? Well, there are two possibilities here. The first one is Ridwan, during his debate with the Thought Adventure podcast, didn't know anything about the contingency argument. And he was just trying to hide his sheer ignorance from his fanboys by using the word, this is irrelevant, it's irrelevant, it's completely irrelevant. And this shows Ridwan's disingenuousness and dishonesty. Because if you don't understand the argument, if you don't understand the points made to you and the questions made to you, then it's better to say, I'm sorry, this topic is beyond my level. Don't ask me these questions. Can we, talk about something else which suits my level? But to try to hide your ignorance with these pathetic responses shows how disingenuous you are and that you shouldn't be taken seriously. So that's the first possibility. The second possibility is Ridvan thought that Jake was very expert on philosophy and therefore he decided not to engage with him on the contingency argument because he's going to lose the debate with Jake. And then on the case of Ali Dawah, maybe he thought that Ali is not as sophisticated as Jake on this topic, so yeah, I can engage with Ali. And this again shows Ridvan's disingenuous and dishonesty. Because if this possibility is the right one, then that means that he was scared of Jake's knowledge. He didn't want to engage with him on this argument because he knew that he was going to get smashed. Well, if this is correct, then guess what? You have been smashed by Ali Dawah also on the contingency argument. So whichever one is true, both show Ridvan as a disingenuous individual, as an ignorant individual, because this shows that during his debate with Jake, he knew nothing about the contingency argument. And everyone knew it except the gullible fanboys of Ridvan. And then he started reading about it, and when he read about it and understood it, he decided to get engaged in this argument. That's all I wanted to say. Thank you so much for watching, and we will revisit the debate again and again because there are lots of things in this debate which is very interesting, and Brother Ali Dawah made a very excellent job pressing Ridvan on certain topics. Thank you so much for watching. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.